Alright, sorry about that, everybody. Just finally got everything set up. I think we're about ready to go. How you doing, Aaron?
A little tired, but I'm making it. I'll survive.
I just about started singing, but then I realized we weren't playing D&D.
Uh, Either way, it looks like we're about to get started.
Yeah, both these guys actually, not as bad as they say they are, I think. Prez, a pretty good any percent runner. Has got most of these skills for the any percent portion of it, so he should be doing just fine. Dr. J is really good, too. He just doesn't realize it.
I would give Dr. J the advantage, though, because Press has done very, very, very little randomizer. So, I would expect some unusual decisions from Prez, like skipping all of the caves he's seen so far.
Yeah, tracking is a little bit difficult if you've never
And
played it.
diving in the first palace he sees. But who knows, maybe it'll work out.
Yeah, it's always a possibility. Everybody's got their style as well. Obviously, you can find some early items by ducking into caves, but, if you find an early palace, why not?
So I believe Prez is in Palace 5. Certainly in Palace 5.
Fantastic doing 1-1-1.
And we also have Dr. J realizing it's Palace 5 and saying nope. So, trying to take on Blue Iron Knuckles at 1-1-1 without down stab. I think it would be a good decision if Prez just bailed out of here and started exploring the Overworld some more and try and get some items and levels. I'm just kind of fascinated by this fight against the Blue Iron Knuckles. We got Dr. J running around on the Overworld, finding a rather busy encounter with all the lag, all the enemies, all the rocks.
Yeah, it does take the fairy encounter drop here. Yeah, I'm again, I don't know about this Blue Iron Knuckle fight, but if he does get it, I'm gonna be pretty impressed, I'll tell you that much.
And then have it only be worth 70 experience points.
Or something, yeah. I think Prez is gonna be doing this for a lot more than 2 minutes, Drjayphd. With attack 1, it could take like, what, 50, 60 hits or more to kill one of these things? It's kind of ridiculous. Meanwhile, we do have Dr. J in the trophy cave, and he's going to find himself a pea bag. Worth 500, so not necessarily terrible.
Now, I might be wrong about this, but I believe all the pea bags that are found in normal item locations will be worth 500.
That is not correct.
That is not correct.
You could get the 50 or the 100.
You. I don't like this anymore. So I think after 2.5 minutes of fighting,
He's still gonna go back in.
still gonna go back in.
And we also have the town of Saria found here, so he's gonna pick up a spell on Dr. J's side. And it is Thunder. And it's only 72. That's pretty cheap for Magic 1, honestly. And now we're killing a bubble.
So Prez is in the fairy room, killing a bubble at attack 1. I don't know if bubble hit points are randomized, but their base hit points are I believe, the max. It's either like 192 hit points or 255 hit points. And at attack 1, your sword does 2 damage a hit. So we can expect somewhere around 100 to 125 hits to kill this bubble.
And he gets it. And he's just gonna, oh man, all that work, and he's just gonna up A. Oh my goodness. It's just depressing. And meanwhile, this is the heart container cave, I believe, and we do find the hammer.
The hammer. So Prez's randomizer inexperience really showing off here.
Oh, this is
hopefully
going to be
explores Trophy Cave here and realize, and hopefully isn't discouraged by finding a 500-point P bag instead of an item.
Man, I don't know that I would be after all the work I just did trying to get some experience or progress through things. Finding a 500-point P bag will at least give him attack 2. He's just gonna pass it up. Oh my goodness!
No.
Wow. Prez gives no Fs. Man mode or nothing. Apparently nobody told him that this was not a 1-1-1 tournament.
So Prez confirming he's in Saria.
And Raru here for Dr. J, and he's gonna pick himself up the fairy spell. Holy cow.
I believe the thunder spell. I don't have my handy dandy tracker up to keep track, so I'm gonna have to keep your restream open and hope I don't crash.
No, you'll be fine. I forget to mark things so often, it's not a big deal anyways. So we do get the thunder spell here for PresJPolk. Again, that cheap 72. Yeah, Dr. J, he's got really good combat skills. Has not had too much of a trouble with the Dairas thus far, or the Gurias, so definitely doing just fine. And we do find a hammer block cave here, and it turns out to be Medicine Cave. Now, let's see what ends up being at the end of here.
And I believe we have Prez going through the heart container cave.
And he will find the hammer as well.
And in Medicine Cave, we find just a magic container.
Well, that's not bad considering.
Which could be really important because the glove may be blocked behind 7 magic containers in New Kasudo.
Yeah, it also allows them to cast thunder, so that's not necessarily a bad thing either. Could killer out some of the harder enemies and get some good experience from them.
So Prez finds the backside of Jump Cave and decides to actually go through it. Let's see where this happens to take him. Dr. J finds one of the P-bag caves, which normally contains a P-bag, but in this case may contain an item due to Randomizer.
And it's another
And
magic
we find another magic container.
Well, I don't remember what's the cost on fairy, so that may not necessarily be a bad thing. Because if you can manage to not level magic up super high early on, it's always nice because it allows you to manipulate and get higher attack levels. So magic containers early on when you have the fairy spell is not necessarily a bad thing, as it can give you some additional casts to get through the locked doors and palaces.
Dr. J has found the grass tile, which is the boots.
Just call him Jesus.
Which allows Dr. J to walk on basically every water tile in the game. Prez finding a single entrance Death Mountain. Can't go anywhere there. Decides that doesn't want any part of these desert encounters. Goes ahead and up A's.
Yeah, so not much more we're missing as far as caves go here to find the rafts. So we may find them needing to delve into Death Mountain or one of these palaces to get the raft to actually get off of the western continent. And Dr. J, unfortunately, running into that problem there, wherever you walk into that bridge tile and you get stuck in the middle, regardless of which direction you go.
Right. So Prez takes the Parappa Cave and finds the other entrance to the mountain, which contains exactly one cave to be able to enter. So, if anything is blocked in Death Mountain, they're going to have a bit of a maze to go through.
It very well could be the raft. They still have not found that. And I don't think they've got any caves left to check, so outside of Death Mountain and going through palaces.
Prez finds a palace, which I believe is Palace 6, and he's immediately key blocked.
That would be Palace 3, would it not? As he already... Oh, no, he's in 5 earlier, so yeah, 6. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I'm questioning error, so just ignore me.
It might be 3. I don't pay enough attention to the columns to know which one's which.
Well, 3 or 6 is you can't tell by the columns, so... either way,
and you really can't tell by the elevator either, just because of the... just because of... both rooms have a key in that very specific location. Or locked door in that specific location.
Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure that this is the other of the two and does have the same door. So, fantastic. So we got 3, 5, and 6 in the west, and no raft to be found, which is a little bit brutal. So I think it's either Death Mountain or 3, 5, or 6 to find the raft. So quite a bit of fun.
So unfortunately, fortunately for Dr. J, he actually has the fairy spell, so he's able to enter.
Yeah, that does make a bit of a difference, but does immediately get glove block going to the right. He's going to try to head to the left here. Meanwhile, Prez taking a series of caves to try to find something else. He's still got to find both of these magic containers.
And I'm pretty sure Dr. J is in 3. Now I'm 100% certain he's in 3.
Yeah, due to the keys. Yes, sir. Oh, nice P-bag pickup there. Going to get him attack 4. So 4-2-2 and not even having completed a palace is pretty nice.
Prez finding the backside of Saria, and he finds Palace 3, but as far as I know, he still doesn't have the fairy spell, so he will be doing a quick turnaround here as well.
And taking a hard look at getting life 1, is still running around at 1-1-1.
Dr. J got glove blocked and had to up A out.
Yeah, I think Death Mountain is looking pretty tasty right now, but he's gonna got the fairy spell. He's gonna hit into Mido here and pick up downstab first, which is gonna make quite a bit of difference. And that fairy is expensive. It does take 5 magic containers there to cast fairy at magic 2. Yeah, it may be important to note that I don't know if Prez understands that there are actually all the P-bags are shuffled, so you can get a 500-point P-bag on this continent. That may not be something he actually knows, so might be the reasoning on why he skipped that particular P-bag.
It still surprises me that he didn't take the chance that it was a 200 to get his attack too.
Oh, that is true. So meanwhile, Dr. J making his way around here. I don't know that he's found P5 yet. So I think he's still looking for one palace here on the continent. He's going to go ahead and talk to Bagu.
Given that he has already found the front side of Saria, it kind of surprises me he's ducking in all of these locations, considering that there's not really any of these forest tiles or swamp tiles that can really help him out.
Yeah, finds 6 there, and he should know that it is 6, and just decides to opt on out.
Finds Magic Cave.
Yeah, I guess we haven't gotten the magic container yet. That is a good point. Or the magic container cave, rather. And it contains the cross. So yeah, we are definitely looking at a Death Mountain or palace.
Prez takes an unfortunate game over, but does finally have his attack, too.
Yeah, that'll actually surprisingly help a lot. And Dr. J does make his way.
Diving Death Mountain.
I definitely feel like this is worth doing, just because he does have the hammer for one, and that kind of, you know, I'll end up metagaming myself a lot, and it won't actually work out. But I feel like I got a hammer. Maybe I should go to Death Mountain. Most of the time, that's not the correct call, but I do it anyways.
I believe he's actually found all of the Overworld caves as well.
Yes, he has. Prez still needs to find 2 magic containers, but Dr. J has found them all. So leaving just 3, 5, 6, or the 2 items on Death Mountain to give him the raft.
So Prez about to find his first magic container. In all likelihood, either the glove or the raft, or maybe even both, are on Death Mountain, because we did see a glove block in 3.
Yeah, I mean, still could very well be in 6 or 5, though.
Could be in 6 or 5. That's true.
You could have the raft in 5 and the glove in 6. I mean, it could be really bad here. I mean, worst case scenario, they get, you know, P-bags and 1-ups here in Death Mountain, which would be quite the insult.
That's true.
Dr. J still trying to navigate through Death Mountain here. Does find a nice cluster of caves, at least. And meanwhile, we do find Prez finding the P-bag cave here. He's going to pick up, I believe, his second heart container, or not heart container, but magic container. So outside of the cross is basically evened up with Dr. J. Dr. J just having a bit of an exploration lead here so far.
Great. I don't think Prez has Fairy yet.
He does not, that is correct. He has not found the town, I believe, what was Raru? Yeah, Raru.
So despite this huge area in Death Mountain, does not find either the rock or the hammer cave. So he's going to randomly pick another one of these caves to go through and hope for the best.
The rock or the hammer place. And Link's, I'm not sure.
He's in between the two, though, at some point.
At some point, yeah. I don't know, Link. That's a great question. I am not sure if he ferried through the second door in 3 or not. And meanwhile, Prez pretty much evened up, other than just the fairy spell here and the cross. So probably still looking for the magic container cave to see if you can find the raft. And we do have a magic 3 take here on Dr. J's side.
So Prez choosing to take the bridge here. I'm guessing he probably doesn't know that, or has forgotten that he has the boots and doesn't actually need to take this bridge.
It's definitely happened to me. And a life 3 take. So just deciding to take levels as they come, which is not necessarily a bad thing, looking at how they may need to actually go into 4, 5, or to 5 or 6 in order to pick up an item. So no gems and being 4-3-3 is a good place to be.
So he spotted the boulder, but it's not in a spot he can reach yet. Unless he can maybe get there with the boots.
I believe he's already seen that particular cave due to the 2 Moas that have popped out there. And finds a nice dead end. Always great when you find that secluded graveyard in Death Mountain. All the past links that have gone there to die and just given up.
Prez finds the town of Ruto, but does not have the trophy yet, so can't really do anything here. Except maybe refill his health.
I think he heard you.
Totally not in this chat.
And Boots actually paying off here. Gets another dead end, but it was accessible via the Boots. So, and finds the other end of it as well, which also is only accessible via the Boots. So quite interesting. And there's actually the rock accessible via the water. So we'll see what we find here. Man,
we have another magic container.
Gosh, I mean, it's nice, but not what they're looking for.
So what is the worst thing we could find here in Death Mountain? Another pea bag, heart container, 1-up. Prez has found Fairy Town. I don't actually remember its proper name. But does not have the medicine or the fairy spell yet, so I don't think can do anything here.
Yeah, it doesn't, so I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. And an unfortunate game over there for Dr. J is going to have to make his way back to Death Mountain again.
And passes by the one entrance that he had just found because the water blocked entrance to Death Mountain is right next to the North Palace. So
yeah, kind of interesting to just pass that up. Again, the only options left for him are 5 and 6, and I don't think he's found Palace 5 yet. I could be wrong. Maybe no, he did find Palace 5. He walked in and walked right back out. So, not sure. Maybe he's gonna dive into there instead of trying to find the cave in Death Mountain. I think remembering that he's already found the blocks in level 3 there, so gonna go look for one of the other 2 palaces, it seems like. And Press does pick up attack 3, so slowly progressing on that front.
I'm very impressed with Dr. J's levels right now, considering he has not completed any palaces. And Prez diving in Death Mountain. See if he has any better luck than Dr. J at finding the actual Hammer Cave.
Yeah, and I'm thinking Dr. J is trying to remember exactly where the Death Mountain entrance is, perhaps? Even though maybe I didn't realize that one was right there. And, wow.
And Prez finds Hammer Cave.
Unbelievable. That is truly unbelievable.
So we'll be looking for a raft or a glove here, hopefully.
Just wow, yeah. I mean, that's crazy. All this time that
think
Dr. J's put in. I'm actually thinking that this is going to be a little digger. I think Dr. J's looking for that for the other entrance to Death Mountain, which actually isn't necessarily a bad thing, because it looks like the Hammer Cave entrance is right there. So yeah, it'd be I don't know. I'm not sure what he's doing at this point.
Press still at life 1, magic 1.
Yeah, he's going to have to take some magic levels, too. I think even with 7 magic containers, you're not going to be able to cast Fairy. It's still 77 with magic 3. So very, very expensive. Alright, here's the moment of truth.
Drum roll, please. We have...
Ooh, well...
The magic key.
That's not a bad item at all, but that means for sure Palaces 5 or 6 has got the raft. Or the glove.
And Prez feels super validated on his webcam. Doing all sorts of fist pumps.
That's a big deal for him, though, because he doesn't have the fairy spell yet, because he hasn't found Raru. That will give him access to these dungeons without use. And fairy's crazy expensive anyways, so that solves the problem that I was just talking about of Magic 1 and the fairy cost. So he'll be down a magic container because I don't anticipate he's going to go back for that rock. Or actually, oh man, that's terrible. He was right there. He could have got to it, but he's still missing the rock and the 1 cave and then the 2 palaces. He's just going to go right into 5, and Dr. J, they high-five as they walk in.
Taking the same elevator, basically.
I mean, a little bit of advantage here, obviously. The fairy spell giving Dr. J the downstab will allow him to get through these blue iron knuckles much easier, and also has some better levels to work with, but... the magic key here for PresJPolk going to make it a lot easier to get through without dying, just to get magic back.
And then from Prez's earlier exploration, the first right is the eco key room. So Prez can't actually go right from here in case this ends up being a dead end.
That is also true. A couple of options with the elevator there, though. All this work put into this blue iron knuckle, and this Mago just wants to join in the fun. And he got a bubble bouncing around. He does get it, though.
Well, Prez taking a death to his best friend here.
He's just going to take the elevator. Taking the easy way out. I can't say that I blame him. And this has been a fun seed so far, for sure.
Oh, dogheads on the collapsing bridge. Along with trollfish.
Oh, and
we have found Guma.
Oh, he's gonna do a 3-1-2 Guma.
Well, we see cheese strats here.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame him. I mean, he should be able to get the kill here. It'll take a bit. Meanwhile, a dead end here for Dr. J. So I think you are correct in that to get to the item, you need the fairy spell. As the only other path that was available actually leads to Guma.
So Prez now knows how to get the Guma. And he's going to peace out and try and find some other stuff.
Yeah, he's gotta realize that he hasn't found Raru yet. And actually, Dr. J went back and picked up that key, as he doesn't have the magic key. I forgot about that. That could play a big factor, actually. At some point, perhaps. But, you know, he's got 2 keys here already in Dungeon 6. Has Dungeon 3 left, which is going to have a ton of keys available at some point or another. And obviously, you need to have the glove to get through the palace. So we'll be able to pick those keys up the next time he's there.
Prez has found Raru.
Fantastic. He'll be happy to see that.
Fairy spell.
Dr. J, determined to kill this blue iron knuckle, does get him. The 4-3-4 making it a little difficult to, you know, get the next levels if you're looking to gem up and do it that way. Blue Stelphos from the Drippers. I wonder what those are worth. And he runs into another dead end with a key. Wonder what direction he's got to go left. Maybe it is the direction of Guma, and you've got to go a different direction off of that path.
So Magic 1 Fairy is worth 77. So Prez actually can cast it.
Oh, interesting. So it hasn't changed from rank 1 to 3 magic. That's very odd, actually. Or maybe I saw Dr. J at rank 2 magic the last time he was on there, but I think it's still 77. I could be wrong, though. And Dr. J, just determined. He must have something really against Blue Iron Knuckles. Meanwhile, the Bubble and the Magu wanted to get in on the action again. And even worse...
So Prez right now, if I remembered where Fairy Town was, I'd go be getting downstab right now.
Yeah, I think that's his next move here. I believe this is Mido in the swamp. No, it's Saria. I don't remember where Mido was. Dr. J very determined here to... Okay, he's going to take the elevator. But he's only got 1 life left, unfortunately.
So this elevator leads directly to Guma, as far as I remember.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what branch they haven't taken, because the fairy room led to a dead end.
I don't think Dr. J actually has made it left. Because I think he got stopped by the Mago Iron Knuckle combo.
Well, he did, because he ended up getting to a dead end room with a key. So I'm not sure. He's gonna go ahead and try to fight Guma here.
Might as well.
Ouch! Nearly 4 bars of damage and just 1 body hit there. And Prez apparently does not realize that you can walk over inland water, as he is taking this bridge yet again. Or just doesn't remember that he has boots.
Or just like 200 experience Red Dyras, but...
That too.
Sorry, Prez, they don't respawn. Dr. J trying to change his strats on the Iron Knuckle to push him away from the Mago and doesn't quite work out for him. Magos actually have low health, but only worth 100 experience points this seed. Could have been up to 500.
Yeah, 500 would have been pretty nice, but unfortunately not the luck this time around. So yeah, he could go right. He hasn't taken this right path yet. Which at some point he's going to have to loop back to the left in order to find the item here.
So Prez has found every town but Mito again.
He's back in... this is 3, so he's just going to find the same glove lock that Dr. J has already found. I think the best case scenario that everybody's looking for here is that there's nothing actually in 5, and that you must go into 6 to get the glove in order to get the raft out of 3. On this room, no fun whatsoever without the jump spell, or he does have fairy if he wants to fairy over it, but does opt to go through it the hard way and takes another death. Yeah, fairy's still 77, so did not change at all from magic 1 to 3, which is quite odd actually. Generally at magic level 3, you will see some kind of drop in fairy price.
And we have found the item.
Get your guesses in now.
Except, do you have a key? Oh, you do have a key. It's the raft.
Well, good for Dr. J. Quite the place to find it, for sure.
So Prez has actually found the item in 3, which I don't think we... Did we run into this earlier? The glove is in 3.
Oh, wow. No, so apparently he did not. Link, that's what I was saying. Link Sevens was asking if he took the second key door. Apparently he did not. That is a big deal. Now, this whole, the entire composure of this entire seed now has changed from where it was kind of like Prez was kind of lagging behind, but now Dr. J, I think, feels like he's checked everything he can in 3, and with the glove being in there, maybe the last place he goes to try to find it.
So we'll probably see him, dive in 6 before he goes back to 3. We'll go back to Death Mountain.
Yeah, wow.
But first he's gonna go pay Guma another visit.
Yeah, the magic key here playing a pretty big role for Prez thus far. Yes, Rebo is glove blocked. That is correct.
It'll be interesting to see if Prez actually gets to Rebo.
Ouch.
How good his no downstab strats are.
Yeah, Guma hurts. I think he pretty much one-shots you at 4 bars in life 4, so no mistakes
We found
here.
Rebo.
Or, I guess, doesn't one-shot, but close enough. Yeah, I have no idea how to do no downstab Rebo strats with low attack. It just does not work for me at all.
Oh, it's jumping crouch stabs on the way up, mainly.
That's my problem. Apparently I can't do crouch stabs when I'm jumping up, so...
So given Rebo's kind of, like a souped-up Iron Knuckle when he's off his horse, does the Thunder Spell actually work on him? I don't think I've ever tried it.
Prez just tried. Doesn't look like it.
I mean, when he's dismounted.
I don't know, but he just tried it when he was, and it didn't do anything.
If Prez doesn't get close this time, I expect him to probably up A and go find Mito.
Yeah, and Dr. J just gonna back on out of 5, and I assume go take the raft and see what he can find on Eastern Continent. Which we know the glove isn't there, so that's man, this is rough.
Prez going back in. Dr. J has found Palace 1.
Definitely a nice find. Be a little bit of a break. Hopefully, anyways. There still could be blue iron knuckles in here, and this is going to take out the bubble. These guys just adamant about bubble and blue iron knuckle killing. This palace, though, wow. Talk about eye bleed.
Tie-dye Palace.
Smart's just making it like an interesting point about how contrastedly opposite these guys have been and what they've found and how they've found it. It's been kind of ridiculous, honestly.
So we're back to Rebo Part 4?
Looks like it. I mean, you know, props to Prez for wanting to do this the hard way, but I would... Having Fairy and already having seen the town of Mito, he's been in there and walked through it. I'd be taking the time to find it and get down stab. But I don't want to spend the time doing rebuild like this either.
Meanwhile, Dr. J is just cruising through Palace 1. He's found a few keys. Taking all the lefts he can, looking for the item.
Yeah, again, it's a rough call here, but with that glove being in 3, I just don't know that Dr. J's ever going to go back, because I don't think that it's ever going to flash through his mind that there was a key door there that he didn't take. And if that's the case, just like how long it's going to take to get back to that point.
I would say that he has a huge lead right now, except for that fact.
Because, again, for me, I know personally, I would never remember that there's a key door. And all I remember is that, okay, well, I'm blocked to both directions I tried to go. So, to me, there's not going to be anything in there. And I don't know, it's just rough. It's a very rough seed. I blame myself. I did roll the seed. And 2 blue iron knuckles blocking this key. Good grief.
It's not worth it, Dr. J. Just go. Just go. Never mind, you're jackhammering them like a champ. Commentator's curse. My apologies. You always knocked Rebo off the horse.
Oh, and dies almost instantaneously. That's brutal.
It hurts. It hurts my soul.
Yeah, and I mean, Dr. J's got 3 keys again now, so he's got tons of keys. That's not really going to be an issue, I think, at all in this seed at any point. But he is at 444, which is going to make leveling quite interesting.
Rebonac Part 6. And we found the item in 1. So for extra trolley seed, we need to seed a 1 up here, because it's guarded by 2 blue iron knuckles. So then we have the Kidnapped Kid, which will unlock the spell from Darunia.
Yeah, which at this point could still very well be Reflect. We have not found that, so not necessarily a bad thing to pick up.
The towns are not shuffled between maps in this. So, I mean, the town locations are random, but oh my gosh. Western Hyrule towns are still in Western Hyrule. The Eastern Hyrule towns are in Eastern Hyrule.
Actually, Dr. J already has the raft. Palace 1 is on the Eastern continent. Palaces can be swapped between continents in this particular thing, so... And I quickly finds Horsehead here. So we are finally at nearly 46 minutes in, yeah.
Placing our first gem.
Yes, Dr. J is missing the glove. That is correct, Carissa.
Go get down, stab, Prez. Do it. But we're diving back in.
And an old casino for Dr. J here.
Have the jump spell. Yump spell. Has a few situational uses, but was probably hoping for basically almost any other spell at this point.
Yeah, jump not very useful unless you don't know how to do that one particular room in GP. It could be helpful, but not a lot of places that's actually going to be useful.
We have found Runia, so we'll be getting an upstab and whatever spell is located here, because we found the kid in Palace 1. So we have Rebonak take 7. I'm just, enchanted by this fight over here on the side.
Yeah, it's
But we got a spell.
I remember the magic word.
We have the spell. So if we find Nukasudo, we'll be able to get everything from there now. An exceptionally large swamp on Dr. J's side.
Dig Shake living up to his name there. So still no Reflect. Might possibly be behind the medicine or the trophy, which would be worst case scenario, but we do still have Nukasudo that offers a free spell. And I don't think they found Naburu yet either.
Could also be paired with...
Yeah, it could be paired with fire for sure, so we'll have to see. Prez does demount Rebo. So we'll see here if he can get this. It would be interesting for him to try the Thunder Spell. I don't think it works, but it would be interesting to see for sure. I'd imagine that it doesn't, as it appears like they have a different script. So it seems like they probably put a boss flag on there. But yeah, I mean, it's... Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Dr. J has found a couple of pass-through caves, but has chosen not to take either of them. But it looks like the road to the south is actually blocked by the River Devil. So...
And Pres gets it. So good for him. I mean, persistence. Maybe just a little bit crazy, but he does pull it off. And again, it feels like Dr. J's ahead, right? Because he's got the raft, he's done all this exploration in 3, or not in 3, but on the Eastern Continent, but we know that the glove's in 3, and Dr. J, I think, presumably thinks that that is fully glove blocked, so at this point, it's not even in his mind to go there, so, you know, it's nearly impossible at this point to determine who, if anybody, has a lead.
I still think Dr. J has a lead here. It just depends on how long it takes for him to go back to 3. Because he has a significant level lead, he's got a significant exploration lead. The only thing Pres really has on him is Magic Key and Glove, which are 2 huge things, but...
2 pretty big things.
But the thing about it is that Pres probably isn't wanting to really go through 5 for the raft. Even though it is not fairy blocked. But...
Yeah, he still hasn't found Medicine Cave yet either, I don't believe.
He's been in Medicine Cave.
Has he? Okay. Or the Magic Container Cave. I'm sorry, the Magic Container Cave.
Right.
So he's got 1 cave left, and then... but he's going right to 5, so making the correct choice.
He hasn't killed Guma yet, though, so we'll see if he goes straight to Guma or whether he decides to explore a little bit.
Well, knowing that you've got to have the raft, you'd have to imagine that he's gonna take a look. Nothing can stop him in 5 now. He's got the glove, he's got fairy, so he's fully set as far as that goes. And he makes the ever-wise choice. We're just gonna fairy over the top of him and go. It looks like he's going to go to Guma, though.
Going straight to Guma. Not going to Guma.
All right. Well,
but this way is the way to the raft, so...
Caster curse, but it's alright. Yeah. No.
This is completely fine. This is not commentator's curse because it is absolutely needed for Prez to go this direction.
Yeah, he doesn't realize it, but he's running out of options. I mean, the raft obviously required to get off the Western continent until Drjayphd finds a way to make caves take you to other continents, and that'll really start screwing with people's heads. But
or since Death Mountain and Maze Island are on the same map, you could potentially link a cave there.
That would be interesting, actually. I'd like to see that. Prez actually taking the wrong direction here, which you'll find out right now. He just adamant about not taking that life level.
He's wanting, you know, those big end of palace bonuses. He's going this like a true like all keys speedrun. He will hate me for comparing this to an all keys speedrun. He would call it, you know, he would want me to do any other category but this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a viable strategy, right? Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you will see most runners at least go to Magic 2 Life 3, at the very least, because generally they're not going to screw up your leveling patterns enough to make a difference, outside of maybe Palace level 1.
Dr. J has actually found a pretty decent grinding spot in that these grass encounters give you free 300 experience enemies to kill.
Very nice. And get some feedback off a Tektite to boot. Why not? So at 545, that he does have 5 gems left. It will actually make it a little difficult to get levels inside of palaces, but it shouldn't matter too much with as many levels as he's already pulled out.
No, Prez, that's the way to the item. Go back. Go back.
No? Is it?
I'm pretty sure that's the way to the item.
It might be. Yeah. He did take that right, so yeah, I'm not exactly sure which direction it is. What? I'm not sure what he's doing, honestly.
I think he's a little lost. So where he came from was to the left.
Right.
Maybe I'm a little lost. But I was pretty certain that that was the way to the,
Well, here's another elevator. So maybe it's this one.
I don't know anymore. I don't pretend to know.
Well, there's two elevators that both have the same room at the bottom, so it would be easy to get confused. Meanwhile, Dr. J is continuing his exploration here. It's just taking every cave that he can find at this point. Yeah.
But I'm pretty certain Press needed to go down, through that that room no one ever wants to go through.
Right,
to get the raft.
If that's the way you gotta go, he could be spending a lot of time exploring the rest at level 5 for nothing.
Yeah, because we're going through the false wall now.
And this is the dead end room, so yeah, at least it dead ended quickly on him.
This isn't the dead end room. This is a pass through. Pretty sure it's a pass through.
Pretty sure this is the dead end. I could be wrong though. I'm probably wrong, actually.
I'm reasonably certain this is a pass through.
Well, there you go. Error knows all. Either way, this is still the wrong direction. He wanted it to be a dead end, was my point.
That's true.
Meanwhile, Dr. J finding another town here. Will either
he's back on the western.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So this is
There's the dead end room. So right afterwards. Yeah, he might have game overed on the Overworld. I didn't quite see. Or maybe just going back to P6. Or this P3. Which is interesting, actually. Maybe he did remember that there is a door there. No, this is... Yeah. This is P3.
This is 3.
Interesting.
Press is going to find another dead end going down this path relatively soon.
Well, props to him for remembering that there's a door that he didn't go through, because I would never remember that.
So after casting jump, we're shooting fireballs. So fire is paired with jump.
Well, that's unfortunate. They still need to find Reflect then. Which is either... There's 2 free spells left. There's New Kasudo and Naburu, which have not been located yet. Otherwise, they're going to have to track down the trophy or the medicine.
Dr. J's in the item room in 3.
Wow, this is big, actually. Oh, he has to die because he doesn't have enough magic to get through the door.
So any advantage Prez did have is basically gone now.
Wait, what? I'm
confused.
So confused right now.
Please help me. I have no idea what's going on.
He was in the room he wanted to be in.
Because that was the item room.
Yes, I just don't think he recognized it. Or he needs to die to use Fairy. Oh my goodness. It hurts? There he goes. Okay, so he's taking a death here.
I mean, they were weak enemies, but they would have eventually killed you.
Okay.
At some point.
Alright, we're back on track.
Okay.
I was super worried for a second. Because, I mean, he threw a, knocked one out of the park by coming back here and then kind of backed out of the item room like, I mean, Fairy is still so expensive, even at Magic 4, and there's the glove. Yeah, I mean, Dr. J at this point is probably fairly substantially in the lead. If not completely over.
So Prez back at the entrance to Palace 5. Still doesn't have down stab.
Yeah, it's so brutal. Usually that's, again, one of those things where if you have Fairy and you have Mido, yeah, even if you're on the Eastern continent, there's a lot of times people will be like, nope, gonna go get that. It's just such an important thing to have.
But we're still looking for the item.
And I don't think Prez realizes that that's a dead-end room either. Yeah, and I mean, like, the magic key has actually not proven to be of really any consequence. Yes, it helped Prez early, but with the extra keys that are on with these particular flags, and having found Dungeon 1 and Dungeon 3, he's pretty much set at this point.
Right. And 7 magic containers has enough magic to probably cast Fairy twice. And he's found Rebonak.
Yeah, and I mean, he already knows the path through 5 already, too, and it doesn't require any keys, so 5 could eat a bunch, but isn't going to. And outside of... So 6 could possibly cause him problems, but I mean, he's pretty much set. Just has to find Reflect. That's the only downside.
Prez has found a dead-end room, which will hopefully get him back on the right path to finding the item. I don't think he recognizes that this is the dead-end room, but...
Unfortunately takes to death. Does have a life left, though, so he should be okay. It does get the proper setup here. I spoke too soon.
Almost the proper setup.
It's just unfortunate that Rebo decided to go a bit right there at the end. But finishes it off the easy way, no problem. So for those of you watching, you have now seen the 2 different ways in which you can do Rebonak in Palace 3.
2 out of 3, because we still didn't get the full-on down stab experience.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Is Prez going back to Guma?
He is, I think. I'm not going to pretend to know what's going to go on at this point.
Nope, he's not, because that would have been...
No, this is the way to Guma.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hope he goes back in to try to find the raft. Otherwise, he's going to be stuck on the Western continent for a while. And immediately takes a death. I think he's pretty much
unfortunately, with
one-shot.
life 2 and 4 containers, I think he gets 1 shot.
Yeah, and he's only got attack 4. This is just brutal. I mean, fortunately, it was a short trip to Rebo and to Guma.
And of course, Guma rolls with extra health.
Yeah, of course. And Palace 6 here for Dr. J. He's gonna dive on in. So we haven't seen Palace 2, Palace 4, or GP yet, and we have not seen the towns of Nukasudo or Naburu. I believe there is actually 1 P-Bag cave, as well as the desert and the water tile that we haven't seen on Eastern Continent, so there's a lot left on the map.
Right. Prez has chosen to leave Palace 5. I hope he's headed to Mito. If he remembers where it is, because I don't remember where it is at this point.
I don't either. Interesting location here in level 6 to pop in out. The left side of this jump and the drop there. Wow, a very quick Barba. Holy cow. Or should I say holy dragon. Fireworm, whatever it is. That's crazy.
Choosing not to use jump strats. He does have it.
I actually prefer to not use jump if you're not going to jackhammer. I find it a lot easier.
Really?
Yeah, my problem is that I can get that jump and hit the head, but if I have the jump spell on, I always miss the attack while jumping. I don't know, I just find it easier.
Huh. Interesting.
Which I didn't even realize until I was watching Dark Magician the other day, and saw that, and then I tried it, and I just find it much easier to do that fight, the fight with that. So P6.
It's also the upstab technique you can use, but P6.
Oh, he's gonna go.
Going back for.
Now, okay, good choice. You still got 3 gems. You're good. Nope. What?
So are you going back for the item, or are you going back for more experience?
It's painful. Oh, it's painful. Because there's no guarantee of being able to get back there. So maybe he's just going to grab the level and then up A and go back and take the gem.
There actually is a guarantee, because each drop you can either leave through the entrance or the exit. And as far as now, he hasn't dropped at all. So eventually he will be able to loop back to that room through a drop.
Well, fine then. Rocks fall, you die.
That's my line. Have fun on Wednesday, by the way. Prez is back in Palace 3? We got everything here, though, right? Meanwhile, attack 6 on Dr. J's side. Obviously looking for the item, because if he was going for experience, he would probably up 8 at this point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Which, again, he doesn't have Reflect. And now just takes the up A, so... Maybe it was just looking for a quick access to the item, perhaps.
But it didn't seem like P6 was too hard to find, so... yeah. Got Prez running around on the Overworld right now.
Yeah? Not sure what he's looking for.
I would guess he's looking for Mito.
I hope. I hope.
We are not going back to the gym.
We are most
Jumping down
definitely
the
item
hole.
hunting. And Prez is going to make his way to Palace 6 as well. The stark difference being 4-2-2 versus 6-4-5 and a raft.
And down stab versus no down
And
stab.
down stab, yeah.
But magic key versus no magic key.
Which has actually made a difference thus far. As there were 2 doors that Dr. J did not take due to not having fairy. The magic fur fairy, rather. 70 experience for those. What a shove in the face.
So Barbara is just to the right on this screen.
Yes.
If we live through it, but we did live through it.
And we've got a Rebo fight.
And a Barbara fight.
What?
We might have had a Barbara fight, but we decided not to. This is the item room for Dr. J, so we're going to hope for probably either trophy or medicine.
Yes, yeah, and Dr. J did beat Barba. He just hasn't put the key, the gem in yet, so I haven't marked it.
And behind the door we
medicine.
find the medicine. Up A out. Probably go place the gem.
The reason why he unlocked the door, Carissa, in my mind, is that he wanted to make sure he had used that key in order to make sure that it was unlocked for the gem. Alright, so Prez also searching for items, it seems. Which, if this turns out to be the item needed for Reflect, is obviously a good thing, but... still looking for the raft, actually.
It will at least get him, on the way to Mito, but,
Yes, please get down stabbed. Oh, another Rebo fight. Oh, no. I didn't think about that. I will never have regrets about saying you should have left the palace earlier. Because the smart play with two towns left, Daburu and New Kasuto, would be to go to the Eastern Continent and see what spells those are.
We almost soft locked there. That would have been,
Nope. Soft lock is
That was
fixed in
so-
Randomizer.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It is fixed.
We have Dr. J diving in the Death Mountain.
Oh my goodness. I'm really confused. I mean, at this point, you've got medicine for Mito to check to see if you've got Reflect. He does find the where it's going to be, and he'll find the magic key here. But again, you've got Naburu and you've got New Kasuto. You've got tons and tons of stuff to explore on the Eastern Continent. And so, I mean, if you're looking for a trophy even, you've still got a P-Bag Cave, you've got both items in Saria that you have access to, or not Saria, New Kasuto that you have access to, if you're looking for a trophy. Maybe Horn is required, but if it is, we haven't seen it yet, so that I don't think is the case. Generally, the River Devil isn't an actual block, there's generally a cave that gets around him. And meanwhile, we do have the Rebo Fight 2.0. In case
We
you
at least
missed...
have Attack 4 this time instead of Attack 3.
Yeah. So if you didn't see it the first time, you will get to see it again. And we do have the Magic Key pickup for Dr. J, which could help in P6, I suppose, but at this point is a little bit late.
He's done with P6. Could help with P4,
Four, I
P2.
guess. Yeah, you're right.
Because I don't think we found either of those.
Yeah,
I don't think we've been on Maze Island either, so...
No. That's another good point. There's 2 more items there that are available. And they have boots. It's just... I don't know. Very questionable routing decisions in my opinion, but...
That's P1.
The Eye Bleed Palace.
This has definitely been a case of 2 people who haven't had much randomizer experience.
Yeah. And here is another town. I think I've already been to it, though.
Yeah, this is Old Kasuto.
You get 2 for Maze Island, New Kasuto, I just forgot the other town now. Naburu.
I believe this is Darunia.
And then we've also got a Peabag Cave left. If we're looking for items, there's a lot of places to go other than Death Mountain. Fortunately, it was quick, but... and Pres does manage to get through Rebo, so he will be rewarded with the kid. Or the medicine, I'm sorry. I was looking at the picture of the kid, and, you know, lost my mind for a second.
And I believe Dr. J up-aid, so... Going to...
There's nothing left on this continent
turn in on
to do.
medicine? I don't think
Yeah?
he's turning
Okay.
We haven't turned into medicine yet.
Okay, good call. That's actually a really smart decision. Just because that will determine whether or not he perhaps will need to look for the trophy, but man.
But I don't 100% remember where Mito is, because that's the backside of Saria.
Apparently none of us do.
Mito is... Or is this Mito right here? I don't remember. That's me. Okay, I pretend to not know anything now. Want to go out and have a beer after this?
Maybe something harder, I don't know. I still got another restream after this one, too.
It's scheduled in 37 minutes.
Yeah, we may run a little bit late getting into that one. Both of those players have agreed to start a tad late if possible. If not, we will see if we can find somebody else to run the restream. So what spell was that? I missed it.
I didn't see it either. Help us out, chat. What
It was
spell
life.
was that? Life.
Alright, so... I think Dr. J probably realizes at this point he's got to take some kind of pass-through
Dr. J
cave.
using his boots to pretty much confirm that the horn is not required.
Yeah, thank goodness. And the Barba fight here for PresJPolk. If I remember right, her EXP was extremely low, but I still think should be enough to pop him to attack 5 with as little as he's leveled magic and life thus far.
I believe Barba's minimum is 300.
That is correct, yes. Man.
And there's a slight chance Magic 3 will be that much.
One shot by the fire beam. So saved himself falling into the lava there.
We got Dr. J going through a pass-through cave and ends up back on the north side of
That's a heartbreaker.
of the western continent.
That is a heartbreaker.
So we know what every item in every palace is that we found so far, right? So
Yeah.
that's an item cave, Dr. J. I don't remember if you've been in there or not. That might have been a heart container. Round 3 versus Barba.
Doing pretty good this time. Yeah, Dr. J just trying to figure out where to go next. Going to go into the Maso Swamp. and I'll see what he's got up here north.
I don't think there's anything actually here except the pass-through cave. Which I'm pretty sure he has not taken yet. Got the spell.
Well, there's another
Turning
cave
everything
over
into
here.
bots. It's a pass-through cave that we have not yet explored.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. You said that. I was just making sure you believe what you said.
I don't believe anything at this point.
Yeah. Actually, it was
We have
700.
Barba dead.
700, so more than enough to get attack 5 here.
Our chat is telling us we need to mark Hammer Cave as magic key.
And let's see what he finds here. Hopefully something useful. Oh, just right south of the...
So
He's already been
Prez,
here.
I expect him to go start looking for Mito, which is straight south of his current position. But
Oh, heartbreaker. Find the water tile. Find a little digger.
and it's now straight west.
Gosh, poor Prez. There's a desert tile. So we have found the Valley of Death. That pass-through
I
cave.
also believe he hasn't found magic container cave yet, and we haven't found and he still needs the item in Palace 5, but those are the only two locations that he knows of that the raft could possibly be. He hasn't found the Rock and Death Mountain yet either.
Yeah.
I don't think he never went into the boulder there.
Still a few places here for Prez to check. And it being in P5 is just unfortunate.
I still think he's looking for Mito at this point, considering he does have the medicine.
Yeah. And he's still walking across this bridge. I'm convinced at this point that he does not realize he could walk across inland water, which is a big deal, actually, not knowing that.
We have taken life 3.
And P2 in Valley of Death. So starting to pick up the pace here a little bit. We're just missing Palace 4 and Reflect, which could be in Naburu or Nukasudo, would be the best case scenario. Otherwise, we'll need to find a trophy to get it out of Ruto. Using a Thundercast for 20 experience, unfortunately.
Better than dying?
Yeah, I suppose.
Go west, Prez!
Debating? He's gonna... Does he's found back? No, he's just gonna ferry across.
Dr. J has found Bagu. He knows Bagu. Prez does not know Bagu yet. Picking up keys for good measure despite having the magic key.
That does happen quite often when you find the key late. And you've been, searching for keys the whole time. Hopefully it doesn't cost him time anywhere in a dead end going for a key, but, that one was on the way at least.
So would you search for the item here in Palace 2 knowing that you still may need the trophy for Reflect?
Well, see, it's on VOD, and getting there takes time. If you're already here, probably. I guess I don't know, it's a tough call. I probably would have looked for Naburu and, Nukasudo first before going into a palace, but I'm not very good at this game, so I don't even know if that would be the correct call. I don't know that there is a correct call, honestly. The item room's right here anyway, so it's kind of a moot point.
still think we find an extra life right here. Extra life. It's gonna be an extra life.
P-bag, close enough.
It's a 200-point P-bag. To go along with the other 200-point P-bag.
So Prez, man, Mito's like right around here. It's just south, right?
Just south of his current position, yes.
It's brutal.
And now he's too far.
Yeah, he's too far
west.
west.
He went south here, you wouldn't find it.
I mean, he's walking on this water. Maybe he just doesn't realize he could walk on the other one, or maybe he just likes the experience, like you were saying before. I don't know. Well, he's literally gone everywhere but where Mito is. That's super unfortunate.
Meanwhile, Helmet Head has fallen, placing another gem. So we found Magic Cave for Prez finally. I don't think he's been in there because that was the cross. Oh, he found Mito.
Well, that is good. So he will finally, at an hour and 26 minutes, pick up Downstab and the life spell. Downstab being the big one. Again, props to him. He's done quite a bit without it, but...
Dr. J, returning to Palace 5 to go stab Guma with much better equipment levels.
Yeah, and Dr. J at 656, he's well set at this point with 3 gems left. Not gonna have
two gems actually, because he finished Palace 2 while we were watching.
Oh,
Press.
right. Good call. I just didn't mark it. I get so engrossed in one player, I sometimes miss what other people are doing. Because Prez has been doing some pretty unorthodox things in this particular seed, so it's actually been quite fun watching him. It's not very often you get to watch one normal Rebo fight, let alone 2 in one sitting. So,
well, normal Rebo has downstab. This is very
hard mode.
unorthodox.
Hard mode Rebo. Wow, and a very, very quick. Oh, he's back in Palace 5, yeah. So we still haven't found Palace 4.
The only 2 spells we're missing. We're missing 3 spells. So we're missing Shield, we're missing Fire, and we're missing Reflect.
Yeah, I mean, again, Nibiru and Nukasudo are still available, and Nukasudo has 2 items, which at this point... has a pretty good chance of one of them being the trophy, which would, solve the reflect problem. Also have not had a GP sighting, so have to find both of those as well.
The most, I don't even know if this is possible in the logic. The most trolly thing would be that that reflect is trophy blocked, but trophy's in Palace 4.
It's happened. So much. Like, half of my seeds have required me to go to P4 to get Reflect. It's super annoying. Especially when you have to backtrack to the Western continent, and 4 is deep in the Eastern continent. It's super irritating. Actually, I think Dr. J get fire. I may have just not marked it. I don't know.
No, Fire is paired with Jump. And
right.
For Guma.
We still have 3 talents we haven't gotten yet. Right. Rudo, Nibiru, and Nukasudo. I knew that. See, this is why I don't read chat. Because then I get more confused.
This is why you wanted more commentators other than me.
No, you're fine. I just try to do it trying to do it solo is very difficult, because there's a lot to keep up with. Especially when you're running tech as well. Alright, so we do finally have a first Guma kill of the seed after about, I don't know, 79 attempts at this point.
And Prez is going to go punch Guma again, too. With a life spell, which will actually help a lot.
Yeah, and 5 attack.
Because I'm pretty sure he doesn't get one shot at life 3, because I'm pretty sure. Or was Dr. J fighting at life 4?
It was life 4, and he only had.
He might still get one shot here.
Yeah, I think he had like 6 HP left after getting hit at life 4, so I don't know that life is going to help.
We're going to try and kill Imago for a whopping 100 experience points. Not 500 like he was hoping.
It's amazing to me how much Prez has done without actually leaving the Western continent. And oh man, jeez. Waits and still hits the fire. That's the worst feeling ever.
But even worse, the Tensu to snipe them.
Yeah. And it needs the raft out of here, and it's got to be frustrating.
So Dr. J has not explored very much of the southern part of this continent, so I think he needs to take one of the pass-throughs, or maybe he can get there with the boots.
So, Prez just decides, I'm not even going to bother, and takes the intentional death. Quite interesting. Spell in Mito was life. I'm sorry, I didn't mark that. No, I did mark that. We don't know where the Maze Island Bridge is. We actually haven't found it yet. Either GP or 4 is on Maze Island.
We have the Guma cheese strats.
I can't say at this point I disagree. So yeah, I mean, that pass-through cave takes him down here into this area. Hopefully he'll be able to make it towards the east to find where Maze Island is. We've still got both of those items available. There's just so much on the map. And here is another palace as well.
This has to be Palace. No, it doesn't have to be Palace. We haven't found the Great Palace yet, have we?
Nah, one's on Maze Island and one's right here. I mean, it's an hour.
I think this will be Palace 4.
GP. Nope, never mind. That was actually.
We're not going to totally check that out.
That might have been Palace 2, actually.
Palace 2 was the Valley of Death, right?
Oh, you're right. So maybe he just realized it doesn't matter. He's going to pick up the one up here off the water tile. And head to Maze Island and try to find the items. I mean, the palace doesn't matter. He can't complete it without Reflect. So perhaps he's looking for the Buru and Nukusoto, which is a good play, actually.
I would still like to check this palace to see if the Great Palace is on Maze Island, because I don't necessarily want to have to do Maze Island if it's a trolley Maze Island. If that makes any sense.
That is true as well. Dr. J definitely not lacking for levels. He's gonna find the horn, not what you're looking for. At least he won't have to go through that pass-through cave anymore if he does take a game over.
That's true. Prez placing the gem in Palace 5. And hopefully he goes right back into it to try and find a raft.
And all that, he's just gonna get Magic 4. That's a little bit unfortunate, but he is gonna go back in and look for the item, which we know to be the correct play. Did Dr. J use Thunder there, or is Attack 6 just that strong?
Blues Lizalfos don't have very many hit points.
I gotcha.
So looking for the second item here. Found the first item. It was I don't remember what it was. I remember he fell at some point.
Not even going to duck into the palace. So We will not know, so put in your bets. Maze Island, is it GP or is it Palace 4?
GP, right? It's gotta be GP. No way Palace 4 would be in its vanilla location, right?
Happens way more often than you would think.
I know, but you know.
So Stom is saying that it's Saber's house. Gotcha. And we'll get attack 7 off of just leveling up here. So he's got 1 gem left. He should be pretty much set. Should be like 7. I don't know, 757 or 758. I don't know that he really needs another magic level, but he might take one.
We have found the item in 5. He's gonna be so happy it's Drjayphd.
Indeed.
He probably knows it's Drjayphd at this point.
So an hour 35 in, we finally get the raft after Prez found the gloves so very early. And kind of wrenched our hearts the other direction that he might be able to take the lead, and unfortunately has fallen quite a bit behind at this point.
And at 1 hour,
Actually, Shanehead, that's
36 minutes.
The strat behind that is actually very valid. The reason why they do that, and sometimes people will just take the life, but Prez is primarily a all keys player, and you use the palace gems, it will give you the experience of the next available level. So in this case, whatever experience attack 6 is, if he's past the threshold for life 3 and life 4, it will give him all the experience for that. And with 3 gems left, that's what he's doing, is he's trying to maximize his levels by using the gems from the palaces.
Dr. J, he finds a trophy, so he's no longer spell blocked anywhere.
And that's a 98% all keys player, by the way.
Prez is going to hate you for calling him an all keys player.
I'll just tell him that you told me to do it, and it'll be alright.
Why?
Because you'll believe me. And we do finally have the town of New Kasuto.
Well, he's gonna check the items.
Why not?
I don't think there's any items that can really help him at this point, because he has all the spell type items. He's gonna probably find the.
Did he find the trophy?
He's gonna find a pea bag and a heart container. He did find a trophy. Trophy was on Maze Island.
Okay, I missed that. Yeah, you can still get a magic container or a heart container. You know, we're good.
He did get a magic container. He's at 8 magic containers now.
The question is going to be, do we have to go back to the Western continent to get Reflect?
Meanwhile, Prez exploring Palace 1. Sees 2 blue iron knuckles in a dead-end room and says, nope. And
fire.
we find the fire spell in New Kasuto, which we know is paired with jump. So, just about as useless as normal.
Yeah, it would be pretty much.
And we're going to go ahead and check the Magic Key Tower. See if there's anything potentially useful in here. Most likely a heart container.
Or a pea bag.
Or... God dang it! You're killing me here, Dick Shake. This is all your fault, Dick Shake.
Which leaves the... There's a pea bag cave and a desert tile. And the item in 4... so 2 of those are heart containers, and one of them is going to be something else.
I don't know anymore. I've had enough.
It's Randomizer, man. You're never gonna know. Oh, right here! Oh my
About
goodness! Both towns.
See if the laziest lady in Hyrule has what we need, or whether we have to up A and go back to what is it, Rudo?
Yes, indeed.
What was that? Yeah.
And we do have to go back to Rudo.
We do have to go back to Rudo.
The look on Dr. J's face was not anything of pleasantry.
I'm surprised he hasn't up-A'd yet. Oh, there he goes. Sorry if I'm spoiling.
Brutal. I think the Simple and Rose City Saint race is going to be very good, because Rose City Saint, while a newer player, has quickly become very good, and Simple being Simple Dude should make that a very good race for sure.
I expect the next race, Simple Dude, he's probably the best Zelda 2 player in the world. But like Prez, he doesn't have all that much experience in randomizers, so I'm not 100%. I don't know how much homework he's actually done for this. So we may see lots of excellent combat, but a whole bunch of questionable randomizer decision.
Yeah, but I mean, we have seen, you know, the combat actually make a difference and help somebody win a race. I mean, a perfect example is yours the other night.
Right. Dr. J, he's looking for Rudo, which I'm pretty sure is in the northeast corner of the western continent. And he went to the southwest corner, so he's got a long walk ahead of him.
Yeah, this is the worst thing ever when, you know, you've got to find Reflect. It's the last item, and you've kind of put it out of your mind, and you got to remember where it is an hour and 40 minutes into a seed. It's not fun. I have a feeling that nobody is going to let Prez live down that pee bag.
I don't think I'm going to mention it, because then he may not want to play this ever again. So Dr. J doesn't know where Rudo is. He's going the wrong direction for it. He needs to go east from here, not west. We've been to Rudo enough times to actually remember where it's at. But it's on the other side.
And Prez going to take a pass-through cave here. And we find the back end of Saria.
And that's Mito. We found Mito.
And this is Mito.
I'm pretty sure that's Mito. Not Mito. Rudo. I get my town names confused.
There it is. Thank goodness.
I'm an NES Zelda player. I don't care about your Ocarina of Time sages. Kappa.
Alright, and finally, we have obtained the Reflect spell. Now the question is, which palace is Palace 4? Because I don't believe Dr. J checked either of the available options. Fortunately for him, he does have the horn, which means he's going to be able to go right past the River Devil, which will save him quite a bit of time skipping that pass-through cave.
At this point, I expect him to take a pass-through cave anyway. Because that's just the way things have gone. He's going to take a pass-through cave. He's not going to use the horn. not going to use the plunger to flush the river devil down the drain.
Yeah. I mean, he's playing 100% most keys, so he's pretty close. Yeah, he is hitting the correct direction, so he will be using the horn, fortunately.
He is using the horn. Prove me wrong again.
Cast a curse, my friend. It's alright. So I just have to go through, I think, one of these fantastic screens. Magic 5 in Fairy is still 44. Man, that's brutal.
So PresJPolk did actually find the cross, which was in Magic Container Cave, which he entered at one point looking for Mito and decided not to actually go through it.
And P4.
Palace 4 is where I said it was, and not on Maze Island. So we got the Great Palace on Maze Island.
It turns out finding the items in the Maze Island actually was needed. So here we go. Provided that GP isn't too terrible, we should see a finish here fairly quickly by Dr. J, I think.
I'm not going to make any more predictions at this point.
Probably a wise choice.
Prez, I believe, is about to find a heart container. So I said last time too, but you know.
I mean, at this point, he's only got 4. Why not?
I'm pretty sure this is a heart container, because I think we saw Dr. J in here earlier, and I said that was an item cave, Dr. J. But then I remembered that he was already in there, and it actually is a heart container.
Yeah, as Dick Chick has pointed out, he's nearly 100%, and multiple trips into palaces. Roughly a 2-hour finish is extremely good, actually.
You'll see if he actually decides to pick up the item if he finds it.
I mean,
or if he goes back for the item if he doesn't.
I would go back. I wouldn't complain about another heart container, though. At this point, if you're tracking, you should know you have a 2 in 3 chance.
I don't pretend to know at this point.
And we have Drjayphd here for Press, who I don't believe has found the kid yet.
Where was the kid?
Kid was in a palace.
Kid
Palace 1.
Was... Palace 1.
Yeah, I don't know that he...
Which he's actually done Palace 1.
Right, I don't...
But I don't know if he found the item there.
Maybe he did get it. We shall see shortly. Yeah, just finally tries to do the jumps version, decides to do the fairy version. Much easier, much quicker.
Some versions actually quicker if you get it first try. But
we can't all be error.
Hey, I was just doing swag at GDQ. It would have looked bad if I'd missed it, but no one else would have known, especially at 4 in the morning.
Did he come from that direction? Or what is he doing?
He didn't come from this direction. Or are you talking about Prez?
The elevator. Did he come down that elevator?
I believe so.
Okay. So here's the drop. And call me Ishmael. It turns out he does in fact have the kid. I must have missed it. So he will pick up the spell. And he has the life spell too. I just, you know.
Found the item room for Dr. J.
Who's could take it? Why not?
Going to pick up probably a heart container.
Well played. Way to say that as it comes on the screen.
promise I started saying it before it actually appeared on screen.
Alright.
You would have heard me stutter and say P-bag if it was actually P-bag or extra life.
Yeah, the heart container not necessarily a bad thing again. It'll help for GP. This should be K-Rock.
We're about to find out because we only found one of the dead ends to the right. But this is not a dead end to the right.
There is a P-bag cave on the eastern continent that has not been checked yet. As well as, I think, the desert tile. We have not seen the desert tile either. So, the desert tile, a P-bag cave, would be, one is a heart, and then one is either a P-bag or a, one-up. Yeah, water tile was checked. Water tile was a one-up.
Yeah. Dr. J has taken down Carrick after Carrick put up quite a trolley fight. In places, this final gym. We should be seeing him move to Maze Island for Great Palace. For level 766. And for my heart, I hope it's like a 4-room Great Palace.
I know, right?
Just go down the elevator, take the first right, find Thunderbird, take one more right, Dark Link. Do it for me, game. Do it. It's not Thunderbird King. Prez finds Palace 4, and remembers he doesn't have Reflect, so... In a true Great Palace troll fashion, the first stride is a dead end.
Yeah, I certainly hope that this isn't too trolly of a GP.
Prez going in a pass-through. Got safe strats. Dr. J's side. It's slow, but it's completely safe, and when you don't want to die, definitely okay to do. Prez about to find 2 more towns on the eastern continent. And he's going to be pretty sad to find out that Reflect is not one of the spells you get here. Only 6 magic containers. So, luckily he was able to go ahead and enter...
To get a magic container.
To get a magic container.
And it's
Just
normal
one
location.
Just one other thing off of his mind to not worry about, because that'd have been 7 magic containers, then who knows.
We are going to find a drop here. I believe this is a force drop, yes?
I think so.
Ha! Falls in on
Which
itself. I
drops
love
him
that.
in, which doesn't quite make sense, but you know,
It's a reverse
let's
gravity
not
chamber.
Question it.
What you got to think about this is in 3D terms. What it is it's actually a circle drop that comes in on itself that has reverse gravity.
Either that or Thunderbird has a portal gun.
One of those two. It's actually really nice to find that room. As that's one of those rooms, you know, obviously you can only go one direction and it's left. So that's, I think if you're going to find a drop room, that's one of the nicer ones to find. Oh, 2 blue Fakas. That's not fun, though.
No. Prez is going to... Let's see if he leaves this pea bag. No, he picks it up. Dr. J is just getting absolutely bodied. Gonna hope for a jar here. It's not a jar because we have a blue mower there, which means this is spot room. It's not half jars.
Oh my goodness, and we see this room again. This is super rare to see in the randomizer on short GP. And doesn't get a jar or a Faka. What?
It happens when you upstab blocks like that. Sometimes you'll see it mostly in Palace 5 all keys, but if you upstab a block with the jar, most of the time the jar won't spawn, and you have to hit that exact square again.
I did not know that.
Yep.
The more you know. Which is actually kind of costly, because it forces him to up A as he had no way to die. I guess he could have left the screen and cast jump again, but maybe he didn't have enough to cast jump and jump off.
Because Fairy is still actually more expensive than normal, even at Magic 6.
Yeah,
it's 43 instead of 40.
Yeah, it's
which is
really
kind of
expensive.
significant because instead of it being 2.5 bars, it's more than 2.5 bars. And the Blue Bird Knights do a number on you in the next room, so I kind of expect to see a shield cast this time when he makes it to the drop room again. Prez has made it to Rudo. I haven't been paying attention if he explored Maze Island or not, but he's acting like he has. But he hasn't yet. He doesn't have the trophy yet.
I'm kind of confused now.
Because I didn't think he was there, but, you know, he went there, so now I'm a bit confused.
I'm not sure of anything at this point anymore.
Now Prez is running around Western Continent. I'm not 100% sure where he's going on Western Continent. He still never got the item out of Magic Cave, which he did run into at some point. I think he realizes he's missing one cave over here, but he doesn't remember which one. Although he did remember that he got Madison Cave. So he's almost certainly looking for the trophy. And remembers that he missed the cave over here, but he doesn't know where it's at. It happens to be the cave, like, south, west of Mido.
Yeah, which is the one that contains nothing, because he's already been there.
It contains the cross. Hey, we found Thunderbird. Do we have enough magic to cast Thunder?
Doesn't look like it.
We don't. Ben Prez also knows he never found the boulder here, so he's exploring Death Mountain. This kind of hurts my soul too.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, this right here is why I'm personally also not a fan of casting Jump on Thunderbird.
Without reflect.
Yeah, without Reflect, it makes it very difficult. And doesn't have enough for a life cast, but does get him down, so he's good to go. Kind of a sigh of relief on his face after that one.
So I find it interesting that Prez is going around that mountain acting like he hasn't found Hammer Cave yet, even though that's where he got the magic key. And we have Dark Link in the next room.
Wow! That is a really short GP.
Thank you, game. And with that, Dark Link is down. Dr. J, PhD, officially finishes with a time of 2 hours and 52 seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to have Dr. J pop in real quick if you want to interview him here real quick while I set up the next race. I had already talked to President Dr. J previously, and they were okay with cutting to the next race, so I'm going to go ahead and get Simple and Rose City Saint set up while they're talking, and we'll get that race going too.
Alright, we have Dr. J, PhD in here. Welcome, and congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
So, any initial thoughts about the seed?
Yeah, that was fetch quest. There we go. Yeah.
So, we had a very interesting race to watch. Because you and Prez took, like, completely different, like, routes and planning and such. Because Prez actually dove Death Mountain pretty early and actually found the magic key.
Oh,
And then decided to fight Rebonac at 3-1-1 without downstab.
Oh, that probably didn't go well for him, I would imagine. I know I wouldn't do Rebonac without downstab.
So long story short, Prez didn't actually find the raft until like 1 hour and 25 minutes into the race.
Oh, jeez.
So, but anyway.
Yeah, my Death Mountain, I thought I took pretty much every cave and just gave up probably one cave too early.
And I'm going to have to say that this may be a bug dig shake, but Prez is way off on the side of the map on Death Mountain, way off to the side. Anyway, go ahead. My apologies.
There we go. Yeah, and with the prediction, I think it was in Discord about I was going to die a lot and Press was going to run around all over the place. Yeah, I think I held up my side 24 deaths. Not terribly. 24 restarts, maybe. Yeah, that's surprising.
Right.
Especially trying to fight Guma that early.
So, Raft and Palace 5, which is a trolley location for the Raft at any point in time. Glove and Palace 3, which is trolley.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
which we were wondering if you initially thought you were a glove blocked in 3.
Yeah, I figured I was glove blocked. But then I realized that there's one locked door I didn't try because I didn't have enough magic to use fairy that many times. And that was the one that led to the glove.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the thought process, and then running around all over the place just trying to get reflect. Of course, that would have been. Oh yeah, it was the second item on Maze,
which was in basically the most remote location for where the trophy could have been. Other than actually being the item in Palace 4.
Yeah, that would have been the worst, especially how far it was in there. Well, it wasn't too much further than K-Rock. But yeah, not too bad actually. That was my first like SRL race of Zelda 2 because I've only really played it casually, randomizer.
All right.
So we'll see how this goes in the tournament.
Well, that was plenty of troll in that seed, so a 2-hour time is not bad at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I figured. But
Because
yeah.
oh, what else was there? Early Guma hurts a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, early Guma. Let's see. Yeah,
You may have picked up every key in the seed.
probably.
Almost
Yeah.
every key in the seed.
Yeah, and probably a couple after I got the magic key too.
Right.
Whoops. And then having to go all over to the eastern, all the way on the eastern side of the eastern continent, just to get down to Maze to get the flute, which was blocking you from doing that. Yeah.
Right.
That was.
It wasn't actually flute blocked because there was a pass through that took you to the other side.
Right. Yeah. It just saved a lot of time once you got the flute.
Right.
Yeah. So be interesting to see how this goes. The only other tournament I've done was the Zelda 1 randomizer and just got hammered twice to start.
Great.
But yeah, I definitely have to start running this more.
Well, you want to know now.
Yeah.
And at least Great Palace was not very trolly, except for that one room with 2 bird knights.
Oh yeah, that.
But anything else you want to say about the seed?
Well, hopefully it just gets easier from here.
No more glove in Palace 3, no more raft in Palace 5.
Yeah, hopefully.
No more 100% seeds.
Yeah, I'd rather not. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, 2 hours for that seed is incredibly good. So don't be discouraged. I mean, that was 100% with multiple revisits into other palaces. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely, and especially starting off with 5 and 6 right there, and then 3 with the glove on the
Yeah.
Western Continent before you go anywhere. Yeah.